me just make one counter argument to the idea that, I mean, look, he could be saying something about North Korea to divert attention from Manafort, even if that is a stupid thing to do. And I think he could, in his, whatever addled mind, he could be thinking like, I got to come up with something else to talk about. Like, I'm not dating somebody. I can't pretend I'm dating a model. Let's see. Oh, I know, North Korea. And here is Stuart Varney. Yes, I know we're scraping the bottom of the barrel, folks. But here is Stuart Varney sort of, these things, you never know where these things start. But here he is on Fox Business, sort of like beginning to make the outlines of this. Like, you can't criticize the president in a time of a crisis of his own making. Here it is. News alert.
Has there ever been a time when the two parties have been as divided as they are now? Has there ever been a time when this country needs unity as much as it needs it now? Let's start with the Democrats. Senators Feinstein and Schumer sharply criticized the president over the language he used on North Korea. Think about this. A rogue foreign power armed with a nuke and a missile delivery system directly threatens to attack America, and the left objects to the president's tone. Ben Rhodes, the architect of President Obama's appeasement policy, calls Mr. Trump a liar. You'd think we'd come together at a time like this, but no. Internally, Senators Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren
they spelled divided wrong on the parties. Divded.
It's divded.
Just like to point out that that's my specialty to notice.
There you go.
It's divded.
You did a great job.
It's total
my core brand.
Divded. Everything's divded.
It's total divded.
Wait, you guys play this thing and I just couldn't hear it?
No, go ahead. We'll play it now. Here you go.
A time like this, but no. Internally, Senators Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren have divided the Democrats over abortion, socialized medicine, energy, and the endless tax the rich idea. That is a pretty big division. As for the Republicans, well, where do you start? The Senate Republican leader openly criticizes the Republican president. Republican John McCain returns to D.C. just in time to sink the Republican health care plan. And if you think there is agreement among Republicans on tax reform, dream on. Is there an adult somewhere in Congress on either side of the aisle who will stand up and say, enough? Obamacare is collapsing and millions are hurting. Fix it. We need economic growth. Get tax cuts done. A lunatic with a nuke is threatening an attack. Unite against him.
Well, I think, to be fair, both parties have criticized Trump. So, but I mean,
it's all just as easy as Stuart Varney makes it out.
Well, but my point is that, look, Varney is one of those guys who's mouthpiece for the Trump administration, and if
and
this
for
is
hedge fund wealth. Basically.
Yes, but I'm saying if this is the narrative that he wants to create, right, that like this North Korea thing is a crisis, you shouldn't be attacking the president, then at least there's some awareness or some opportunism in the White House around this. So it just strikes me as I just can't figure out how they think this is going to end, right? I mean,
but that's why I don't believe that it was thought about. I believe that it was something that Trump was watching or was put in front of him, and with like big cartoonish pictures or whatever, and he off the cuff tweeted something obnoxious in his usual stupid faux bravado way, and then they because this is the way it always goes with him. It's not their plan, and then they all have to adjust to whatever it is he said. Kind of like with the banning trans. In gender people in the military, where he hadn't talked to anybody about it. He just sort of sent out a tweet because that's what he felt like doing, because I'm sure he'd seen something on TV. I mean, it's the way he always does stuff. It doesn't really matter if it's a matter of national security that could lead to nuclear war, or it's a matter of discrimination against a group of people. He just tweets out whatever the hell he feels like and whatever he just was watching. And so then they all have to adjust and try to say, no, that was serious. He meant to say Kofebe. That was planned,
right?
And everybody, I mean, that's that has been the pattern over and over again with these guys. So I think he's basically just created a crisis out of nothing.
Well,
and they're all adjusting, and some of them want to sound tougher, and and then Lindsey Graham plays the usual role of Lindsey Graham and talks about nuclear war, and other people try to say this is crazy and back away from it, and everybody falls into their roles.
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos